nzima la kuanza sasa kuandaa ile fomu 34 cha form 34C. Fomu hiyo ambayo inanakili matokeo yote ya kinyang'anyiro cha urais kutoka vituo vya kupigia kura 46,229 na vile vile maeneo bunge 290 pamoja na lile moja la wale ambao walipiga kura kutoka ugaibuni, ukipenda the diaspora constituency. Hivyo basi ni kusubiri tu, na punde tu tutakapopata taarifa zingine bila shaka nitaweza kuwajulisha watazamaji wetu. Hivyo basi lao ni kutulia papa hapa katika runinga ya Citizen, watizame tu yote yatakayokuwa yakifanyika katika ukumbi wa Bomas. Iwapo hauna stakabadhi ambazo zinaweza kukuruhusu kufika hapa katika ukumbi wa Bomas, usipoteze muda wako kuja hapa kwa sababu hautaruhusiwa. La muhimu zaidi na rahisi zaidi ni kutulia hapo. Tazama runinga ya Citizen, pale vile vile Citizen Digital, uweze kuona yote ambayo yanafanyika katika ukumbi huu wa Bomas, kilele chake ikiwa ni kumpokeza cheti yule ambaye atakuwa ameshinda katika kinyang'anyiro cha urais. Mwanahamisi.
Na kabla sijaendelea, pengine Safini, ulikuwa una lipi ambalo unataka kumuuliza Gachuri upande ule?
Bila shaka Gachuri, kabla hujaondoka, pengine tukujua, let me now switch to what I know.
I was wondering how far that would happen.
I can actually hack it. But I just wanted to know, we are seeing evidently that the Bomas of Kenya is actually filling up. Have you been able to spot any familiar faces in terms of the agents of the political candidates? And of course also earlier when you were speaking to us, you told us that results of about 32 constituencies have not been officially made public by IEBC. Have you also been told as to whether they'll start by announcing those results first, or any information on what is coming next from IEBC?
Safin, you had started very well. I hoped you would go on with the Kiswahili, but be it as it may, yes, we are told by the IEBC officers that what will happen first is the declaration of the 32 constituency results, just like has happened for all the other results from the other constituencies. The 259 so far that have had their results verified, validated, and declared here at the Bomas of Kenya. And thereafter, what will follow is the process of preparing the Form 34C. Remember, these a process of formulating these results. You know, these are results flow from the polling stations to the constituencies to the county and eventually to the national tallying center here at the Bomas of Kenya. And there's a reason for each of those places to have an opportunity to interact with the results. Remember, at the polling station, in 2017, it was declared by the highest court in the land that these, what we call the supremacy of the polling station, that the results that are declared at the polling station are, and that is why the Form 34A is processed. And thereafter, the Form 34A is posted to the portal and a copy taken also to the returning officer in the constituency. Remember, once the tabulation has been done by the returning officer at the constituency level, he or she also has to send the results on the portal and bring a physical copy to the National Tallying Center at the Bomas of Kenya. The county returning officers also have to interact with the presidential election results, because there's that constitutional requirement that the winning presidential candidate must get at least 25% in at least 24 counties, the total presidential votes cast. So it is also important for the returning officers at the county level to tell us whether which presidential candidate has met the 25% threshold in their county insofar as that constitutional requirement is concerned. And so what has been happening here at the Bomas of Kenya, Safin, is the verification and validation of those results. All of them have been verified and validated. All of them, the 291. So what has basically not happened yet is the declaration of the results from the 32 constituencies whose results have already been made here. But remember, no changes whatsoever are being made to the results that are coming from the polling station, because that is the declaration that was made by the court. And Harun Dubi is there, so he can give us the legal intricacies insofar as this process of tabulating and transmitting the results is concerned. So basically what is happening, I see quite a number of people have already made their way here. I have seen politicians, I've seen agents, I've seen various players across the political divide are here. I've seen Veronica Maina, the Secretary General of UDA, Gladys Boshole, who was one of the deputy chief agents Earlier on, I saw Saitaba Ole Kanchori, who is the chief agent of the Azimio La Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate, Raila Odinga. I also saw Paul, who is the chief legal advisor to Raila Odinga's presidential campaign. So quite a number of, I would say, familiar faces insofar as the presidential election is concerned. All of them here to just monitor the process and ensure that every process is, every step of the process is being followed insofar as what is outlined and what is expected of these kind of an exercise is concerned. So quite a number of them are here, all of them waiting to hear from the IEBC chairman WAFULA CHEBUKATI insofar as the final results are concerned. Remember, Safin, if you asked anyone here the last 3-4 days, each one of them was giving you their own results, telling you, we have tabulated, these are our numbers. And each of them was saying they have won. But eventually, the referee in this contest, WAFULA CHEBUKATI, will tell us who has won, who has not.
Gashuri, actually, it's interesting that you bring that up because that's what I was about to ask you next. Because when initially the tabulation began, IEBC had 2 different screens. One would give the actual figures in terms of how many votes each has got after the official tally. Is that still up on the screen? Because yesterday, I think Commissioner Boya Molu was asked this and he said that it was maybe just an IT issue and they were going to fix it. But is it up on the screen now?
I don't think it was an IT issue. I think it was more of a strategic issue, Trevor, if you ask me, because initially we could see the final tallies insofar as the results that were verified and validated were concerned. They would give those results by polling station. Like, for example, I remember at one point they had done 13,225 out of 46,229. That was early part of the morning. But since then, that was the last, posting that was on the main screens. Since then, nothing of the sort has happened. Actually, from where I am, right across me, I can see a screen, and all I can see are results that are being tabulated from the constituencies. Basically, more or less like what we are showing on Citizen TV. Once the results from the constituencies have been announced here at the have been announced here at the Bomas of Kenya and declared, the results that let's say, for example, like now, what I can see are results from one of the constituencies. Let me just walk across to tell you which constituency whose results is on the screen. It is actually Gishugu constituency. Is what is being shown on the screens here. But the total tally that was being shown earlier on, nothing of the sort is happening. So basically, just waiting to see whether they will actually decide to do that again or not, insofar as declaration of these results is concerned. So no final tally is being announced on the screens. They said it was an IT issue, but I think it was more of a strategic issue, if you ask me, Trevor.